podcasting from the sunny state of California where Hollywood and superstars shine. Hey, and welcome to Perfectly Normal, where I talk about all life's up and down and what appears to be weird and wacky can actually turn out to be quite normal. And I'm your host, Michelle. I'm a life coach, author, artist, and pharmacist, the founder of Elevate Life Coaching. It's a seminar and coaching company. Let's get right to the show. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Perfectly Normal. So today I wanted to talk about love. What is love? Because I just came from a discussion group and it was very interesting to hear so many different perspectives on, the definition of love and what is love. And also, can we or why do we even love anyone at all? And then so what came out of that discussion group was, there's a lot of people sharing different ideas in terms of, what is their definition. And I think majority of the people, and I'm sure you may share this same feeling as well, is that, when we talk about love, love really comes in different levels and different backgrounds, and depending on who you're speaking to, it may even relate to romantic love. And I think a lot of us, when we talk about love, we immediately think about, romantic and intimate relationship. This is the kind of love that we're all familiar with, and this is therefore how we define love. And one of the quotes that I really love, and it came from this video that we were watching, and this is a quote. It says, "The person who truly understands love can love everyone." What do you think? Is that true? So to me, it's really, love is the core essence of human being, and this is who we are, and every human actually possess that core quality of the ability to love. So what is love? Love to me is not just limited to romantic love. It's not it's not specific to just intimate relationship. When I think about love, I think about, the bigger picture of love. The mother and child, the parents and to their children. It could be a relationship, you could be in a romantic partner, and it could be just a friendship. When you look at all these different type of relationship that we have with each other, when we talk about love, love itself is really just a name. It's a name, a feeling that we all share. And when you talk about love, we all know what it looks like and what it feels like. But what is different is the fact that each one of us came from a different background. We have different life experience. Perhaps it was the family that you brought up with. Perhaps it was the school that you went to, maybe it was the church, maybe it was the society, your friends, and they all come together and shape how we see the world and how we see love. And many times, that definition is really depending upon how we were conditioned, how we were learned. But when you strip away all that condition, and when you strip away all things that have been taught to us regarding love in itself is just a feeling, a very core feeling, just like sadness, like you're depressed, you're not feeling good, you're not feeling well, you feel frustrated, you feel struggle. It's that feeling of love that we all share. And when you talk about love, we all know love makes you feel good, love makes you feel happy, love may make you feel a whole. But what I'm trying to convey the message to the group is that, we have a lot of judgment and perception around what love should be. But when you take away that judgment and when you take away that perception of how you think you are and how you think the other person is, you are all the same. We are all the same. We're all human, and there's quality that we as human possess. And one of that quality is love. And so there is no such difference difference, between the love of your father to your mother to your child. There's no difference of, whether it's your husband, your boyfriend, your significant others, your partner. There is no difference of that love. What is different is that we have attached to the meaning of what that love look like for different relationships. And depending on the relationship that you have, whether it's your parent or your child, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a relationship with your friend, depending on what type of relationship that you are in, you may differentiate that love to that person based on the relationship that you're in. But conceptually, or the core of it, love is just love. Love is not complicated. So it's interesting sometimes, you see people change their relationship status to complicated. But there's nothing complicated about love. Love is just simply a love. And what's complicated is the judgment that we have against one another. It's the perception of how we see the world. Those are shaping and causing us to have different meaning of love. I remember I was in a discussion with a friend of mine, and his perception of love is really, it's shared by many others, and so he's not alone. And I can understand, where that perception come from, and I respect that. But to his point, his definition of love is really limiting to referring to romantic relationships. So you don't necessarily tell someone that I love you, whether it's a in a relationship or it's just a friendship. You don't necessarily tell someone that I love you just because it needs to be exclusive to romantic relationship. And I remember I was standing there in the middle of the day with him, and I was trying to tell him that no, that's not true. The fact that we are human beings, we all share that level of love. So the fact that I can stand there and tell you that I love you means that I really love you, and I see there's me in you, that quality of me in you that I love. And I think it comes down to whether or not you love yourself enough that you can use that same level of love to love another human being. And when I look around in the world, and it took me many, many years to come to this conclusion that every one of us are so special and so talented. And the fact that I encounter some stranger on the street, on the road, or even just interaction with them, I see me in them, and therefore, because I love myself, therefore I will love that person just as equally as I would love to myself. And that loving doesn't have any differences in terms of, oh, I'm going to love you only a little bit because you are a stranger to me. No, I love myself enormously, and therefore that same amount of love I'm willing to give to another stranger or someone I encounter on the street, and it's the same kind of love. And now, I think during the discussion, someone raised a question about, well, if that's the case, then would you give up your life for another person? And I'm an optimistic person, so I do feel that if given the space and condition and given the situation that you are in, I have no doubt that many of us would actually, give our life before someone else. And it's a hypothetical situation, and I don't know how I'm going to react. But I would like to think that there's good quality within every one of us. And when situation is called for, every one of us would not, without a doubt, trying to save another person. And I think that's where the our compassionate side, perhaps not giving up your life, but I would definitely see that, you would be so willing to help another person. And it's without a doubt, you have that compassion inside of you. And that comes from, the fact that you have that core feeling of love because you empathize with the other person. You know exactly what it feels like to suffer, to have pain. And therefore, you're willing to provide that loving and caring for another person. So it comes down to what is the definition and how do we define, love, and whether or not you're using it from a free of judgment place, or whether or not you perceive love as a fundamental quality and essence of how human beings are, then it dictates whether or not you would take certain action to in alignment with that core quality that you have. So what is love? And can you love anyone? Or why would you even love a stranger? It was a very interesting discussion, and I'm definitely curious about how you define love, and can we love anyone or everyone? So share your thoughts with me. I'm interested to hear about it. All right, talk to you next time.
Hey, thanks for listening to Perfectly Normal. If you like my show and want to know more, please check out my website at elevatelifecoaching.org and leave me a comment. Join me next week as we talk about another real life struggle and how we can overcome it. So until then, have a great day.